Hello, welcome to another episode of Talking About Rock. I'm Rob Edwards. Here we bring you rock interviews from veteran and upcoming artists. Subscribe on our YouTube channel to stay up to date. Follow us on our social media and our website, talkingaboutrock.com. Today's guest spent time on tour singing with Jakey Lee's Red Dragon Cartel and fronted the Kings of Dust. His latest band, Escape the Hive, is a 70s-oriented hard rock band with emphasis on lyrics that feed your mind and music to move your feet. They released their debut album, This Is Gonna Sting, in fall of 2023. Next up, Michael Beck from Escape the Hive on Talking About Rock. Okay, let's welcome Paul, Michael, and Conrad from Escape the Hive. Guys, how's it going?
How's it going?
Hey, Rob.
Great, man. So you guys got to be pretty psyched, man. You just got signed to a new label. Mike, tell us what's brewing now with Escape from the Hive, man.
Well, Escape the Hive has a lot of things going on. We have a new single coming out probably in May called Around the Sun. We're in the studio doing our second record. Actually, that's where we are now. And we're stopping tape to talk to you. So
that's excellent. Really appreciate it. So I think you were talking about you guys just signed to Iron Gate. Was it you just signed to, right?
Yeah. We're kind of going through some. I mean, it's all good things. There's some kind of offers that are out there that we may or may not want to take advantage of.
Right. So there's different options and different things happening, which is great to have choices, right?
It's great to have choices. Absolutely.
Problems you need.
Yeah,
exactly right. And you guys are a 70s oriented hard rock band. That's kind of how you bill yourselves with a really cool and catchy sound. I definitely like it a lot. Definitely. What would you say? What would you say are your influences for that sound and style? Maybe we could get a little bit from each of you on that.
Well, I mean, I try to bring. I love the 70s rock. Don't get me wrong. I grew up in the era of that 80s hair metal stuff. So at least in a live performance aspect and kind of stuff you'll hear on this next record, I'm a huge Van Halen fanatic, which, I mean, first and second record, 78, 79. So still 70s. Dokken, Crew, Warrant, Extreme, all that stuff. That's kind of the stuff I grew up listening to. So
there you go, my brother. That's where I'm at. Yeah.
Yeah, I try to bring a lot of that kind of flashy, over-the-top guitar stuff to that kind of 70s genre, and it creates a pretty cool, distinctive vibe, kind of a blast from the past, but with a fresh taste,
Excellent.
And that's kind of where the whole thing started, is Paul and I first got together, and we my vocals just kind of sound 70s anyway, so we knew that was going to kind of be sit on that platform. But I've been fortunate. I've played with some pretty good guitar players in my past.
Not in the present, just in the past.
My bad. But I like that aspect of it. I like that riff aspect of it that the 80s had for sure. So we wanted to do something that was rooted in that 70s swing and had the harmonies of the 70s and a lot of the songwriting from the 70s. Real drums, real vocals, nothing canned. But I like that kind of heavy riff thing of the 80s. So that's where Conrad, fit the bill perfectly. So
yeah, definitely. And I think you hit it on the head with the songwriting, because that's what the 70s was really about. It was the time of the songwriter.
Absolutely.
You know what I mean? It was very, very deep lyrically, and you actually listen to that. Yeah, 80s rock was all about the heavy chords and the flash and the bang, which was awesome. That's what I grew up on listening. But I grew up, when I was real young, it was all 70s rock around my house when I was growing up. Boston and Death Row Tall and stuff like Styx, a lot of Styx, checking that out and stuff like that. So cool.
I've always thought, and this is just me personally, I always thought we were probably more akin to, something like Night Ranger than anything else. So.
Gotcha. What would you say, Paul, is some of your influences for your sound and style that you're putting in here?
Well, I was 7 in 1980, so the 70s rock. I have older brothers, so it was constantly being played at very high volumes during pool parties and things like that. So I always had it in the back of my head. Again, like Conrad, I cut my teeth in the the hair metal and sort of. And I was one of those guys that did jump to grunge. I like the sound. I like the drop tunings and things like that. But, over the last 10, 15 years, I started revisiting all the 70s stuff. And
Full circle.
yeah, full circle right around the sun.
Right.
Yeah.
See what you did there.
Right. Very. Yep.
My first 8-track player in my car, that dates me a little bit, I had Boston Third Stage stuck in my record or my 8-track player in my car. So I listened to that for about 16 months nonstop.
Yeah. Well, I'll date myself here a little bit. I had an 8-track player, and we had a recordable 8-track. The Boston album was recorded onto an 8-track that we used to play.
Wow, nice.
So yeah, real old school
8-track.
Yeah. That was my first boombox back in the day. For sure. Yeah. But definitely you guys got a great sound, great style. And we want to go back a little bit to the debut album. We're going to check out the track there. I Can See It. Mike, do you want to set this up a little bit for this track for the debut that came out we're going to listen to?
Yeah. Like you said, this is up our debut record, which year and a half ago?
Yes. September.
Yeah. This September, it will be 2 years. It will be out 2 years. This track, I don't know, that the first full video that we did was a little more serious, so we wanted to do something that wasn't.
A little more tongue in cheek.
Yeah. So that's where you might catch an alien or 3.
Definitely. So definitely a good track. So let's check out I Can See It from the debut album. This is Gonna Sting from Escape the Hive. We'll be right back here on Talking About Rock.
Everything that you've been told don't seem to make it
Okay, we're back here on Talking About Rock with Escape the Hive. Great stuff, man. I'm looking forward definitely to the new music you guys got coming out. I know you said you got different irons in the fire, different things you're thinking about.
Well,
Mike,
the big thing that kind of trumps all the news is the new record, and that's why we're trying to be so careful about what the next step is. This next record has just really
Blossomed.
Yeah.
Do you guys got a title and a release date yet for the album, or?
We have a working title for the record called Fight or Flight.
I like it. Yeah.
The first single is going to be On the Sun. That'll be in May. We're going to do a couple of singles into the summer, and then the record release probably somewhere in that time frame. But the songs, I mean, we're really proud of the first record. I love the way it came out, but these songs have, since we toured so much last year and we've toured quite a bit this year, they've really come about organically, in just how they, you kind of start with a song, you got a verse, a chorus, and a bridge and whatever, and you play a little while and you get into the room and you hash it all out, and that kind of to one level. But when you take it on the road and start playing them live, they kind of take on a life of their own.
Yeah, it's a whole different thing, right?
That's really what's happened over the last. It really is. So we kind of came back. Even some of the ones that we had recorded that we recorded last year, just to get them in the can, we've come back and recorded again, because they've just evolved into a different animal, and we just can't wait for people to hear the new record. I think it's a great representation of who we are, what we're doing, and where we're going.
Very cool. Yeah, we definitely look forward to that. And Mike, you alluded to this a little bit earlier. You used to play with Jake E. Lee in the Red Dragon Cartel. Do you talk with Jake at all? I mean, the crazy stuff that happened to him last year, right? Yeah. That shooting in Vegas, that was nuts. I know he kind of keeps to himself a little bit, but have you heard anything from him?
Well, I mean, I don't talk to Jake. He's busy. I'm busy. I don't talk to him on a regular basis, but I can tell you that, and recent incidents will prove me correct. Jake will probably outlive us all. So
yeah, that was just crazy, that stuff going on with him last year. It was just like, where the heck did this come from? You know what I mean?
It's crazy, but it kind of doesn't surprise me all that much. He's quite a character, and it doesn't surprise me that. Would he get shot 4 times, 3 times? It doesn't surprise me that he's come out of it completely unscathed. And I didn't have a long time there standing in front of him, but the time I had was great, and that was a bucket list thing for sure.
Yeah, definitely a very talented individual, no doubt.
Absolutely.
Very cool. Yeah, so I don't know if you got any shows coming up. I know you said you just did a whole mess of dates and you just did some stuff coming up. Do you have any things in the works maybe that you can kind of tell us a little bit about? Any shows or any bookings that they're kind of working on maybe?
Yeah, well, we're playing tomorrow night actually here locally in town,
in Glendale,
on the west side. Yeah,
Arizona.
Yeah, in Arizona. For those of you that don't know.
Right.
So that'll be nice because we get a lot of friends, family that don't get to travel with us come out and see us, and we got Texas run planned for May or June-ish, one of those two. We're planning on visiting the Midwest opposite the Texas run, whether it be May or June. So yeah, we got quite a few shows coming up.
We'll be back in the Nebraska area, which is kind of my old stomping grounds, and we got we always like the crowds there. They're filled with people that I've known for 40 years, and then a bunch of people that I've known for 5 minutes. So it's pretty cool.
Sounds like a good time, definitely. So we hope you keep the title. We really like that. Fight or Flight for the next album coming out, and we look forward to Around the Sun. You guys, hope we'll catch that coming out from you guys soon.
Yeah, Conrad's already got a cover in the works, so things are happening.
Excellent. Yeah, keep us in the loop. Yeah, definitely let us know. Very cool.
You bet.
Appreciate
I
it.
appreciate
thank
that. Yeah,
Yep.
absolutely.
All right, so that wraps up this episode of Talking About Rock. Thank you to my guests today, Escape the Hive, and thank you to our sponsors, School of Rock North Buffalo and Unleash Music.
Nice.
Guys, again, thank you so much for being with us.
Hey, thanks so much, man. We appreciate it and hope to see you soon.